G'day guys, it's Phantom, and today we're going to be talking about the Hulu FX series Shogun. It is on Disney Plus in Australia, because Hulu is kind of with Disney in Australia, which is pretty cool. Shogun follows an Englishman who is found on a European ship by the Japanese Lord Yushi Toranaga, who discovers secrets that could tip the scales of power and devastate his enemies. Now, Shogun, when it first came out, I was pretty interested because it was a Japanese show, and I was pretty interested. I looked at the ratings, and they were extremely high. I think this might be the highest rated show of the year. And the first two episodes dropped on the same day, and I binged them both, and I was just blown away by the world and the characters and the production design and the shot composition and the music, the acting, everything in the sense. My first impressions of this show were I was just blown away. And being a weekly release of episodes, each episode ended with something very exciting or shocking or just wanting me to see more. This is a 10 episode series, which I've been missing. We've been only getting like 6 or 8 episode series. I was like, just expand the story a bit more. You have some more story to tell. And because this is such a big world, it's based off a book, and it is a remake of the 80s show. This story and this world is so grand. It is probably one of the biggest scaled shows that I have seen in a while. A major positive with the show is that most of the dialogue is in Japanese, which is a breath of fresh air, honestly, because some shows like this, it is mainly done in English. And they kind of cheated away where the Portuguese characters speak English, which is kind of understandable. This show is just a spectacle in every sense. As I said before, the production design, the attention to detail, it is absolutely fitting to the time that it's set. Everything from the costumes to the buildings and the sets. I believe this was all shot in real location, which is fantastic. There is literally no visual effects, apart from some gore, I would think, because when it gets to the gory bits, there is pretty extreme. You can see almost everything, which was pretty cool in some scenes. The characters in this show are all expertly written. There's literally no character that is wasted. Every single character is amazing, from the main English dude who gets captured by this village and kind of becomes one of the main people in that world, and him interacting and trying to understand all the Japanese people. And, well, luckily he had a translator, but I'll get into that in a second. Seeing him getting used to all the locals and all the people in that area and the culture was pretty funny to see, because he has no idea what he's doing and he is pretty awkward. There is some points where he gets a little bit too much and just just stop. But I mean, he was greatly played. So the translator, who is one of the major parts of the show, she was fantastic. I'm not going to go into too spoilers, but what they did with the character at the end of the series was extremely shocking, and I had no idea that would happen. Just watch the show. It is, all the episodes are out. What they did with their character was just, by far my two favorite characters was Fuji and Kashigi. I'm sorry if I said either of those names wrong, but they're both side characters, but they were just so cold and funny at times as well. But Fuji especially was one of the coldest characters in the entire show. Yeah, I just wanted to see more of her at the end of the series. We didn't really get to see that much, but at the last episode, everything concluded really well. A negative that I have is not too much of the show, even though I do have one negative with the show. It is the translation from Hulu to Disney Plus, because obviously it's a Hulu FX original. I don't know what they did with the formatting and the quality on the Disney Plus, but it just looks way worse on Disney Plus for some reason. I know how the show is supposed to look like, but they should just they need to just stop putting out terrible looking, like, it isn't terrible, but it's just a weaker quality than what it's supposed to look like. And I don't know what Disney Plus is doing at the moment, but it's not looking good at all. But a negative that I have with the show is some bits are a bit too slow, and it's sometimes you're like, just come on and move on. And at the very end of the show, it may be anticlimactic because some stuff, but I was pretty satisfied as a whole with the show. Honestly, the writing is one of my favorite parts of the show. It is literally just poetry, and everything that came out of everybody's mouths was just pure magic, and just the dialogue and everything poetry, honestly. I won't get into too much of the show. Just binge watch all of it if you haven't seen any of it. It is like mainly in Japanese. If you're into that, then go ahead. But I mean, it shouldn't really restrict you from watching it. Just watch it. It is amazing in every way. So that was my review of Shogun. What were your thoughts on the show? This may be my favorite show of the year. And yeah, have a good one.